and welcome back to Shell Arty, and today I'm going to do a video about using backgrounds with makeup. I've seen a few people do this now, so I thought with being a makeup artist myself, I've got quite a lot of old makeup that I don't use, so I thought I'd have a go at doing the backgrounds. Now this page is not, ignore this dear bit, my little girl thought she'd have a go at my book. That's amazing, I love the kids copying what I do. But I thought I'd use this page as a test page for the background as well until she finishes it off. So I had a little play around earlier here, just here in the corner, just to see if the colours would work together, and they do. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how I've done it with makeup. These are the ones I've used. I've just got a little palette of just some nice whimsical background, because what I wanted to get the look of as though it was a forest fading out into the background with bits of flowers in there and other leafy greens in the backgrounds. So I thought this palette would go really nice to use as a forest theme, and they do have a bit of shimmer to them. So it's quite nice on the page that it shimmers. You can see it. So it gives it a nice little effect. The makeup I'm using is just Cargo, but I'm assuming you could use any makeup whatsoever. And I'll be using earbuds or Q-tips as people call them. And these will be what I'm using for this. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to go in this bigger space here and carry on with the theme. And all I'm doing, I'll put this here just so you can see, just rubbing the Q-tip onto the makeup so you're getting a nice blob of makeup there on the end, or pigment. And these are highly pigmented ones. And I'm just doing the same motion as you would do with a pencil and just scumbling it in. And as this is the top of the forest here, I'm trying to get this bit, that bit darker. And the Q-tips are easy. I mean, I wouldn't suggest, if it was even the smaller space than this, I probably wouldn't use a Q-tip. I'd probably get maybe the blender stumps with the points. You could probably use one of them and just push it into the corners with that. But as for this bit here, I think it's fine to just use your Q-tips. I think you can get some Q-tips that have actually got more of a point to them. So if it's something you want to do more often, just use your plain end just to push back any unwanted pigment that you don't want there. So now I've got quite a bit of colour on that bit, because it's not a dark scene, it's just more of a earlier evening type of scene really. So now there's not going to be no particular pattern to it. It's just basically going where I feel I want this colour going to, because I'm mashing it all together in a way, but I still want you to be able to pick out some of the other colours. I'm just leaving natural gaps and just basically just letting my hand go where it feels. I am going to be experimenting this same method with watercolour, so keep an eye on my videos for that coming out in the next few weeks. It's really hard with the kids being off school at the minute to sit doing the videos, because I've had to put a film on for them in there just so they'll be quiet. Why I get on with my videos. So you can see I'm just getting a nice little pattern going here. I'm still going to go through the wings because her wings could be transparent. If you don't want transparent wings, that's fine. You could not do this part, but I'm choosing to do it. I suppose each colouring page as well would be different as to how much the paper soaks the makeup in, or the pigment, should I say. I should keep saying makeup. I'm not using makeup, it's pigment. So, and whilst I'm on as well, I'd like to tell people about my Facebook page. I do have a Facebook page called Charlotte, and within that Facebook page, group profile, should I say, I do have a community group what's slowly growing. So if you want to join our little community group of making friends and doing what we love doing, colouring, come along to my group and request and join, and show us what work you've got going. This one now is the green, so again this has got a lovely shimmer to it. So filled up the Q-tip with this colour. You really don't need a lot at all, and then just start blending it into it, so pushing the two colours together. I'm hoping that the flash on my camera is not showing more of a shimmer rather than what it looks like on the page. So you kind of not rubbing too hard that you take the darker pigment off, but rubbing enough that it kind of blends together at the same time. And you get a really lovely blended in effect. If you feel that your colour's starting to get a bit, you're getting the blue, see how I'm picking up some of the darker blue, just keep turning your Q-tip round so you're keeping it the fresh green going on rather than it mixing with other, because it could sometimes get a bit muddy if the colours, and it'll just end up being one colour. So just make sure you're rotating your Q-tip to get some of the colours in. I'll just check if this out is leaking. It is picking up a lot of the shimmer. Let me just take the flash off. It's not going to let me. If I pick this up out of the flash, see how you were getting that mingled together hazy look. I'm just trying to get rid of the shimmer. See that? But I've no idea how to take the flash off when I'm actually recording. So we'll have to just go with it. I'm sorry guys if it's just showing it as shimmer. So again, just in that same circular motion, just blending it all the green in. I like doing these little experiments. I like doing things out of the box and using non-conventional things. I could find more things. I was looking at my liquid makeup before and I was thinking, oh, I wonder if that'd be like a paint. So I might have a go at that and see what happens. And if you, as well, if you do find that your greens took some of your darker off, just go back in. And it'll pick it back up again. It's pretty dandy working with this. Actually, I like it. It's quite controlled. It's not going everywhere like I thought it might have done, because a lot of powders break off. You get a lot of fallout from eyeshadows, especially the cheaper ones. So I thought it might just be a crumbling mess on my page, but it's not really. It's going on quite well. The only thing is, not too sure whether, if I used a fixant spray on it after, whether it would stay in place or whether it would rub off after a little while. So for longevity, I don't know whether it'd be wise. But obviously if it's just for fun in your colouring books, it doesn't matter really. So now here, because we're getting further down into the more wider area of the page, this is where I want to bring the pink in to pick up any wildflowers that could be in the background, as well as other leaves and stuff. I will link the description to my group and my Facebook page in the description section below. I'll do that when I upload the video, so if you want to join my Facebook group, you can. You can tell I've not recorded in a while because I'm blumbering my words. So now we're using this lovely pink, again a lovely shimmer one. The matte ones are probably really good as well, but I didn't have any matte ones that I was willing to sacrifice, because they're all like my MAC makeup and Clinique and Clarins, and I really can't, for the price of them, I really don't want to be putting them in my colouring books. So here I'm just going in and just putting a few pink bits in, as though there'd be like wildflowers in the background. It just gives it a bit of something to it as well. It's not just all green and pink. I think it comes out lovely, I love it. I'm just going to put a bit more darker in here, because I feel like the darker green is a bit more missing. Can you see how that's come out? Let's have a look. See, it's all super shimmery, so I'm just trying to get rid of that shimmer so you can see what it actually looks like. It just gives it that nice just blend this dark a bit in, a bit more of it. That's better. Can you see how that's working out though? And you just literally, it's any pattern, it doesn't really matter. And then you've got the pink, bring that closer up to the camera, you can probably see it a lot better. And then I've added just the pink in at the bottom, just to give it that bit of extra, as though there's wildflowers in the background. If I do any more of these videos, I need to remember to not put the flash on. And then as I've gone up to the top, we've just darkened it off a bit, as though it's that evening sky, which is absolutely beautiful. And then it's really nice because the wings could be transparent, and you could just put your little stickles or glittery glue on there to highlight the edges of them wings. And I also wanted to show you, just put the lids back on these. I tried earlier, I have some, what I would say is like a skin tone colour. So I don't know if you can see them there. I've just got a few skin tone colours, and I did have a go earlier at the arm here. So I'm just going to see how much we can make the skin, how good we can make the skin look with makeup, using true makeup. So I'm going to go in with the darker shade again, which is this one. I'm just going to do the face like we would if it was coloured pencils. It's probably a bit hard because the detail is, I could probably do with a smaller. Q-tip reel. It's a bit harder on this face because the face is quite small and detailed. But I'm trying the hardest to put the detail in a face. I just don't think this camera is picking it up, is it? Let's come close again. No easy. Just go in again. And the two darker ones in. I mean, this is probably a very simple face compared to some you would do in your colouring book, so I don't know if I would recommend doing a big face with it. I suppose it's not so bad for a little bit of skin tone going on. And now the lighter one. Just blending them all through. Of course it is. That's come on pretty good, really. And then just the highlights, where you would naturally put the highlights. And then just use the plain end of your Q-tip and just give that a nice little rub together to fade out them lines between the different colours. If it just takes out too much of your darker colour, you can just add it back in. I think that looks pretty good. Let's get some nice pink for our lips. Gonna come down with that. You can lift it up and see. Oops. Be helpful if I move that. I think so. It does actually work really well for these smaller pieces, but like I said, I don't know how much or how long, should I say, it would last. I really wouldn't like to say. Just try this dark one. I wouldn't like to say how long it would last, whether the page would rub it off, but I could do a tester because I'm not really bothered if it does rub it off. It does. I'm just going to come in and do a bit of the body under here. I think it might be a little bit too. I think the Q-tip might be a little bit too big for this such detailed bit here, but we'll try it. A bit of a shadow here. We'll try it. See what we come out with. It probably would be better to use the more matte ones than the shimmer ones, if I'm being honest. And I'm using the next dull shape just to give it that. The good thing is that you could use like a plain Q-tip, and if you've done too much, just press on. Hard, and it kind of rubs it out. It's pretty cool. See this one, I'm using a blusher, and it's a lot more crumblier than the other ones, and this was one of my concerns when using makeup, whether it would. You can't, whatever you do, you cannot rub with makeup because it would just literally smear it everywhere. Finding it a bit harder here to get round these little flowers and keep the skin consistent, should I say. Try finding some of these shadows on the skin, because my hand's kind of touching it, and then I'm just going to blend this into the skin a bit. As though you would with your pencils, really. You don't want harsh lines, just the same. I'll go in the lighter tone now. and bring all that together. And this one's just a matte plain flesh kind of colour. So I'm just going over this and pulling all the colours. I think this is just a little bit too pink here. Just try and blend it out a bit. That's a bit better. Much better. Again, just go with your light colour where all your it's going to be hard here actually because my fingers are so tiny, but we shall see where we get. So I'll go back in and just put some shadow in. Where there will be natural shadows. I think it's pretty, looks out pretty well. Pretty like that actually. Do like that, but it's just a little video to show you what you can actually achieve with makeup. I know it's not finishing the whole project, but I just wanted to show you on a large scale, on a smaller scale, sorry, not larger, what you can actually achieve. So you can get these lovely blended backgrounds that are blending with different colours, what you're seeing a lot on people's colourings at the minute. And then you can also, if you get some nice blushes and eyeshadows, you can get some really nice skin tones going on, and then you could use your natural highlighters as well to give the highlight where you would have natural highlights. So I'm actually quite chuffed with this makeup look and what I've got. Now the test is, people probably think, oh my gosh, why are you doing this? But I want to find out whether it would rub off, or if once you've spent all that time putting your makeup on your pictures, is it going to stay? So here's the test. I'm just going to rub lightly first. Just a nice little light layer rubbing. So a little bit has come off, but still not too bad. So how hard do I have to rub to get it off? I'm really pressing there. So there's not much more on. And they're not highly priced blushes. I think they're from like literally Superdrug or a pound shop or something like that. These are my next ones, so they are a bit of a better product. But that's just shown that that's stayed on pretty well. So I think it's safe to say that you could do some and it would stay. So let's try this one. I'm just going to use this end one here. So these shimmery colours, the Skintone was done with the matte colours. This was with the shimmery. You see some has come off and it has, but you can see the difference. Now, so it's took the red away. It's kind of took the top layers off and left the bottom layers. So I think for that to remain, I think you would have to try some fixant spray to hold it on. But overall, I think the matte colours definitely all blend and stay together. But if you're going to use shimmery makeups, you can see how different that one section, what just looks exactly the same. This one, and this is the one I've rubbed. And you can see that it's took away the green and the pink, the light green and the pink, and just left the original blue. So shimmery colours might not be as good at staying on. So they're quite effective when done. But then if you shut your book got rubbed around or whatnot, would it start coming off? Let's give that a try. So if mine was in my pile with... Does it fit onto here? No, it's not going on to your other pictures. Might be a little bit of shimmer, but there's no actual colour come off that to that. So for a cheap way of filling space, if you don't want to use all your pencils or you want that pastel look, try makeup. It's obviously worked for me today. Does come off in places, so you do need to be careful whether all your work would last. But for colouring book purposes, I really don't think that's even an issue, and it's got a lovely effect to it once it's done. Okay, so I'm just going to finish this background off just so you know what it'll be like as a potential background on other pictures. So I'll speed through this and I'll come back on shortly when I've done. So I hope you can see all that now. It's just basically what it would look like as a background. I know this is not the best picture to use, but with it having all these bits of sketching on, I thought, why do that? Because I didn't know how it was going to turn out, to be honest, but I actually quite like it. And it's blended out really well, really. So I hope you've enjoyed it, and thanks for watching my little video that I thought I'd show you all, because makeup is obviously a wonderful thing and not just for our faces. We can now use it in our colouring books. So I hope you give it a try if you've got any old makeup knocking around. I think you'll enjoy it as much as I did. So thank you for watching, and I'll do another video soon. Thanks for watching, Charlotte. Bye.